Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rue Tech, and today we're talking about the best $200 gaming monitors for December of 2019. Now, these 5 monitors I handpicked from Amazon, Best Buy, bunch of good websites, trustworthy, all of that, and I made sure to pick the best ones for gaming specifically, nothing else. You're not going to be seeing any IPS monitors, but before we get into it, really appreciate it if you like the video and subscribed, as it really helps out the channel. And if you have any questions that pop up in your head as you're watching the video, ask below and I'll answer you as soon as I possibly can. Also, before I start, I want to mention that none of these monitors are any specific order. So for example, the first monitor I discuss is not the number 1 monitor, nor is the last one. These are all just the top 5, no specific order, no ranked order. So yeah, but let's get straight into it with the first monitor, which will be MSI's Optics MIG 241C 24-inch monitor. Now, I have this monitor. This is the monitor I use, and it's a really, really good monitor. I've had it for a year, just about a year now. It has a 1080p screen. The screen is curved, and it has a frameless display, a 144 Hz refresh rate, and a 1 millisecond response time. It has AMD FreeSync Technology, which means you won't have to use your graphics card to activate VSync, which will give you a little more input lag. Instead, it's built straight into the monitor. You have a DisplayPort, 2 HDMI ports, and 3 USB ports, and finally, an audio port as well. So that means if you want to plug your headphones into your monitor, that'll work, or your speakers, whatever it is. And you have a bunch of ports, so if you have multiple things like you have an Xbox and a computer, you can plug them both into the monitor and you can switch in between instead of unplugging the cord and replugging it back into an Xbox and then back and forth between your computer and your Xbox, which I used to actually have to do. But no, this one has multiple ports, so you won't have to be switching in between 2 different devices. Next up, we have ViewSonic's VX2458-MHD monitor. Now, it's 1080p, it's 24 inches, has a 1 millisecond response time for that gaming. It's also 144 Hz, which is perfect for gaming as well. Has AMD FreeSync, which means, like I said, you won't have to use VSync. You won't have to worry about activating VSync on your game, which will give you more input lag. And you have an HDMI port, a DisplayPort, and a USB hub. So this is a pretty solid monitor. Next up, we have Acer's GN246HL monitor. It's 1080p, 144 Hz, 1 millisecond, the typical specs for all of these monitors. Now, 144 Hz and 1 millisecond is what you want to look for in every monitor. No matter what, if you're gonna game, you're probably gonna want 144 Hz and 1 millisecond. Now, one thing I've noticed is the difference between 1 millisecond and 5 milliseconds isn't a big difference, but that doesn't really matter as we're not talking about any 5 millisecond response time monitors anyway. But just a little side note, if you are going to make a decision based off of response time, I wouldn't do that because you can't really tell the difference. The ports are a DVI port, a VGA port, and an HDMI port. Next up, we have Asus's VG248QZ 24-inch monitor. Now, it's 1080p, 144 Hz, has built-in speakers, which we haven't seen in any of the other monitors, but I wouldn't really use a built-in speaker in a monitor because usually they're pretty crappy and you're most likely going to want to upgrade to actual speakers. It has DisplayPort, DVI port, and an HDMI port, and it doesn't have FreeSync. So the trade-off you're making with this one is built-in speakers, but no FreeSync. So if you're worried about VSync, you're probably not gonna wanna go for this monitor. But if it isn't that big of a deal and you're fine with activating VSync in your game anyway, there's nothing wrong with this monitor. But no FreeSync might be a deal breaker to some of you guys. Anyway, our next monitor is Sceptres C27VB-144RN monitor. Now, this one is 27 inches, so if you like bigger monitors, you're probably gonna wanna go for this monitor. 144 Hz, has FreeSync and built-in speakers, a DisplayPort, 2 HDMI ports, and an audio out port. So you can plug in your own speakers into the monitor. You also have FreeSync, which is a really good thing to have, like I said. 144 Hz. Anything in the $200 range should be 144 Hz. I mean, it's just a deal breaker in my opinion, unless you're looking for something that's not for gaming. Now, 27 inches, the size of your monitor is really based on preference. I wouldn't say having a 24-inch monitor would make your gaming performance any better. It really comes down to what you prefer and what makes you feel better when you're gaming, what makes you feel more confident, whatever you want to say, however you want to put it, basically all down to preference. Now, like I said, it has speakers. I would not use speakers that are built into a monitor because usually they're pretty crappy, not high quality, and they just don't sound that great. So I wouldn't really make your decision based off of the fact that this monitor has speakers. because speakers on monitors usually are pretty crap. So yeah, those are the 5 monitors that I've picked out for you guys, and if I were to choose one out of these 5 to go for, I would go for MSI's Optics MAG241C 24-inch monitor, simply because I've used it and I can tell you that it's really, really good, and I've had 0 problems with it. There's never any frame tearing or weird flickering or light leaks. It's a really solid monitor. Now, it's curved. Some people don't like curved for some reason, but let me tell you, you can't really tell the difference between curved monitors and flat monitors when you're sitting right in front of one. I mean, it's kind of a gimmicky thing, but it doesn't ruin the experience at all. It's the same exact experience as using a flat monitor, which I've used before I used this one, and it really is the same experience. I can't tell any difference. It doesn't enhance your gaming performance or experience. It's just more of a looks thing. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you have any comments or questions, drop a comment. And if you enjoy the content you're seeing, drop a sub. It really helps out the channel. And any comment you drop, I will get to as soon as I can. I really put forward an effort to answer all of you guys' questions, because I understand that buying expensive pieces of hardware, you really have a lot of questions, and I will try to get to all your questions. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.